Hello once again, it's CMDR Trium visiting the world of Elite one more time. Of course, tonight is Star Trek night. Star Trek Discovery, the final episode, will air on CBS All Access fairly soon. Of course, here in Canada, where I find myself living, it will only be available for download elsewhere. I shan't say where, of course. Let's see if we can find our friend, Commander Soapy Knight. Does not seem that he's available tonight. Hello there. I can't hear you, so if you're texting, text away. I was just calling because you're fairly close to where I am in the galaxy at the moment. Hey, there you are. How are you doing? Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, nice. What's that? Oh. Well, I could buy one. It's if I sold all my other craft off, I can get 30 million for an upgraded ASP Explorer. I can get 140 million for my Python, and I can get 50 more if I upgrade its Go with the Type 10, eh? Have you tried actually flying the Type 10 anywhere, or? Okay. And you've flown the Type 9, eh? Yeah. You're like a defense platform with engines. Mm-hmm. What about fighter bays? Does it come? Does it offer those? Yeah. Okay. So you can have two. The computer can fly two fighters around you, and while you're handling the mothership's defenses. I found out that if I could recruit human crew into the Python, that my arc improved. I got 360 degrees by 360 degrees reportedly. The computer right now. What's that? Oh, really? Oh, okay. But he was this wingman of mine. He took on a crew post sitting next to me in the Python. Yeah, and then I couldn't stop him. Like he had the gunner position, and he actually overshot. We were in the solar system, like near Earth. We were in Saturn's rings, and he started shooting up everything, like just literally everything. And I didn't want him to because it's a Terran system. Like there's friendly ships there. I've got very positive reputation. I'm allied with Gaia Earth. Yeah, so he eventually there were like 8 of them on me, and he ended up getting booted because he had fired on too many of those fuckers or whatever, and so I just ran away. But I did find what's that? Yeah, I've actually joined Pranav Antal in the power play game, and that's interesting. He's an interesting fellow, actually. Holds number 6 post in the rankings right now. I was thinking about going with Young Rui, but Antal probably is the better choice because he sways system support via propaganda, and at number 6 right now, he's got quite a hefty sum. If you can get rank inside of it, inside of his little empire there, you've got a fairly wide range of space to navigate through if you want. Yeah, so your deep empire. Yeah. follow Pluto up Jupiter's arsehole if so commanded. Okay. Yeah, no, I just saw you were 56 light years away. I just thought I should say hello, but that's fine. Uh, yeah, okay. Well, I might look you up in a little while. I got Star Trek Discovery on tonight. The final episode is on tonight, so got to pay attention to that in an hour or so. We'll see how things go. Take care. Bye bye. Okay. He's just not on tonight. Well, I guess that means we're doing some more adventuring in the power play game. For those of you who haven't been following along too closely up to this point, we have indulged ourselves by taking into the power play game. And my allegiance has been pledged to Pranav Antal. I like to call him Dr. Antal because he's got, well, he's 65 years old. He certainly doesn't look it, does he? But, well, actually, he's almost 70. What am I talking about? Yeah, he's 67 years old. Is that right? No, he's 129. What the hell? 3225. Sorry, what's today's date? I don't even know what year it is. God. It's 3304. Yeah, so he's 129. Okay. Yeah, arithmetic not my strong suit. Let's just go back here. You'd think it would be being a software developer, but turns out it isn't fundamentally required for most of us logicians. control systems. So we have 57 control systems, 25 of which are fortified. Credit credit cost $49.46. Or is that earned? I guess that must be earned. Upkeep of $7.99. Narcotics, slaves, and medicines, apart from basic and agricultural, are banned. That's interesting. Medicines are banned? I didn't know that. I wonder what's behind that. Of course, you probably don't need medicines in Utopia, in a place like Utopia. Doubling of received fines and bounties. Black markets are all closed. Pranav Antal's unusual governance results around unstable systems, so all factional influence activity has increased effect, though it favors independence over feudal and imperial factions. Interesting. This population governs 218 billion souls. 60.3 billion are in the Empire, 36.6 in the Federation, 7 in the Alliance. Of course, the majority of his populace that falls under his dark shadow is 175.1 billion. Okay, so I believe we were headed to the capital. Trying to remember here where exactly you go. I guess you need the starbase. Starboard services, and let's go to contacts and our power contact. So we have deliveries to make to Polevnik. Ten utopian dissidents and 10 utopian publicity. Okay. Let's go to commodities market. Can we sell the utopian dissidents? Into slavery. Consumer technology. 7,000 credits. Yep. Sold. A beryllium sphere. Palladium. At par, close to being at par for galactic average. Okay. Computer, lay in a course for Polevnik, the capital of Utopia. Course plotted. Oh, we actually can outfit with a passenger lounge. And in this part of the galaxy, we will take on a passenger module. I already know that's 51 million for that. We'll take one or the other, not both. Take this one. Shepard Orbital. Pick cabin, please. Contract accepted. Launching. That is an Alliance Enforcer. Wow. Pledge Enforcer, actually. Hello. Finally, at long last, you appear. What? Did you lose your Python? You lost your Python. Oh, dear God. Well, you probably... And did you get reset back to the beginning, or did you get it, or you're going to be able to get it back? Oh no. Oh no. So you had to go back to what? Starter craft? You're fucking kidding me. And you're still playing the game? Man, I'd be pissed. Oh, I'd be so pissed. That's why they tell you, any experienced player will tell you, never, ever, ever go out of a starport without enough money to cover the purchase, the insurance cost of your craft. It tells you, then you should have been able to afford, you should have been able to sell some of the parts of your craft from the menu and get your, oh man. Yeah, you got to have the full amount. There's just no way around it. And if you're a fucking 1 credit short, then you shouldn't be going outside. This is why. Oh my God, I'd be so pissed. I can't begin to tell you how pissed. It happened to me once. You know what you can do though? You might be able to email Frontier and claim a mistake. You don't care that much? Yeah, well, it's a tough, that's a hard lesson. Yeah, that's a hard lesson though. It's a lesson I had to learn exactly once. And after that, yeah, see, if you had aligned with Rui, you would have been, oh shit. Now you see why I don't want to sell off all my ships. Although that doesn't really matter. Like, you still can lose a ship, but I still have other ships I can turn to. Like the Asp Explorer is an absolute fucking guarantee that even if I get reset to a Sidewinder, you know, because the only 2 options I'll have in this exact same situation would be Sidewinder and Python. And if for some stupid reason I couldn't afford the Python, I would still be able to, you know, get the Sidewinder and then basically just go back to wherever I kept my Asp Explorer and change ships up. No, you can't. It won't let you. You have to get the Sidewinder first, and then you can go to then you can go fetch your Asp if you have the money, or which you won't. Or you can. But, I mean, I've also got inventory away in lockers, you know, like I said, I've got millions in, I've used up all my spaces almost in my inventory locker. So I can sell that stuff off. Yeah, but you can't leave the starport without enough to pay the insurance on the Python. That's what I was trying to tell you the other day. Remember, like I had lost 2 Pythons in a row, and I was like way down, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to switch to a Dolphin and go build up my credit again. Better that and get my Python back than have to like go all the way back to the beginning and get the Python, because you invest so much time in getting the Python up to a point where you're able to actually, you know, even consider buying ships that are better than it. I mean, shit. Yeah, and how many months did that take? That took... No, from the very beginning, since the very first day you laid eyes on Elite. It was not one day. Bull. Well, it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, fine. You know what? My first Python, it took me less than a month too. But I mean, what I mean by a Python I could keep for more than a week. You know, to get to that point, it took quite a while. You know, there's a lot of hard lessons learned along the way. Having the Python is the cheap part. Keeping the Python is actually demands a bit more skill and experience playing the game. But it took a lot of hard lessons, and it took at least one, you know, forgiving gesture from Frontier once I had lost the Asp Explorer to the point, because I lost 3 Asp Explorers in one weekend after joining one of these factions, and that's why I got turned off factions for so long. And so I didn't join a faction again until I was damn good, you know, until now, because you've instructed me a little bit on faction play and what it's about, and how to take advantage of it. But also, I lost a certain amount of interest in being in a faction, because it's not necessary to play the game. You don't have to belong to a faction, and you can still survive quite comfortably. But I'm at a point. I'm at a point now where a faction might benefit me even more. So I'm now interested in them again, because I want to have all the advantages all the other players have. And I was just talking to a friend of mine tonight, a fellow by the name of Commander Entrius, and he's in his Anaconda. He's told me to don't even waste your time with the Anaconda. Go get yourself a Type 10 Defender, because it's a 360 by 360 firing arc with its turrets. It's a weapons platform. It carries shiploads of cargo, and it's just better. It flies, you know, with the ease that a Type 9 does, and it's a decent. You think Lacon's the way to go, eh? Yeah, but it also comes, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it comes with 10 hardpoint slots. So now you can... 10, not just that, it comes with 10 hardpoint slots and 2 fighter bays. It is the closest thing you will get to a capital ship, short of the Corvette itself, right? So for this reason now, I'm setting my sights a little higher than the Anaconda. He's saying, well, you know, go get your bonus level of 100 million credits. Yes, but do that and go get the Type 10 Defender instead of worrying about the Anaconda, because the Anaconda will, you know, it's too overpowered for a craft its size. It doles out shitloads of energy, but it also uses that up fairly quickly, and you can only put up to a Type 7 reactor. I think the Type 10 Defender allows a Type 8 reactor or a power plant. So, you know, and that means that it's got a little bit more kick available for its overpowered number of weapon slots, and the cargo bays are still good, yes, but don't forget, I'm a missions and passengers guy, because that's where the big money is, right? That's true, yeah. Then you can go back to trading, but right now, like, there's an intermediate point where trading doesn't make any real sense, and I'm in that sort of rut right now, because the number of cargo slots I can carry up to like 96 tons of cargo. That's not quite enough. I would need to carry probably in excess of 100 tons. No, but I don't want that either. I need the firepower as well as the cargo space. You need both. And in this game, the only way to get that is with... No, not just for quick trade runs, but if I want to participate, if I wanted to... I now know how to defend my ship a lot better too. I'm a lot more skilled pilot, but even if I go and take a Type 6 or a Type 7 and I lay them out so that it's just cargo and short, quick runs. Sooner or later, you're going to run into some assholes going to shoot your ship out from underneath you. And one fighter, if you have a faction, which at the time I did not, but yeah, well, Pranav, I found Antal to be pretty much the same thing. As long as I stick to Antal's territory, no one's pissing me off. No one's gonna dare fuck with me unless I'm going to hunt them. Like if there's an alliance interloper or someone comes by that's rated hostile, I can take them out just for the bounty if I want. But I want that ability nonetheless. What about exploring? What about trade? What about leaving, your sphere of influence? Yeah. But now I have a fleet, right? I've got the passenger fleet has started. I do have the exploration fleet in the Asp Explorer, and I've got the let's just have a look here. I'm going to see what kind of cargo vessels in the shipyard where I'm at. Hang on. I'm just going to... Yeah, there's more to this, though. There's the Diamondback. So here's the Type 6 transporter. And there's the keel. Okay, so I had a keelback for a while. That's twice as powerful as the Type 6, right? It's got some... Really? Because it's advertised here, and again, this is only advertisements and glossies, but it's advertised as being a good trading hauler with a limited weapons cluster, and the weapons cluster is impressive for a craft its size. 2 mediums, 2 smalls, and you get a fighter bay, right? But 2 mediums and 2 smalls is not going to help you very much against, No, exactly. The Eagle, as soon as I started encountering Eagles and faster, lighter craft, this thing, I had to... depended on the rating of the Cobra, obviously, but yeah, I mean, Cobras could rip me to pieces, and so that's when I would take control. The other thing I tried was taking control of the fighter directly and flying the Condor myself. And although the maneuverability is second to none, the Condor can be easily blown to shit because it's got no shields to speak of, and its weapons are maximum to class 2. I think it's allowed a class 2 beam weapon but I mean you're limited, very limited in terms of what you can do. No. Well, here's the Type 7. It's 17 million. It's within affordability. Okay, I'm not that far off from being able to afford it. It's Lacan Spaceways mid-range transport vessel. It's a new model released in 3290, so it's not that old as a space frame. It's slow, but moves a lot of tonnage for its size, and it comes with... you have 3 class 3 slots devoted to cargo, obviously, and 3 class 4 slots, one of which has to be your shield generator if you want any defenses. So you're effectively No, they only go to class 5, but you're given 3 of them, which is, there's no other craft has 3 class 5s, I don't think, short of the larger vessels. And by larger, I'm talking, you know, Type 10, Type 9, or Anaconda or better in terms of combat platform. Okay. I just had an error. Yeah, well, Cobras, yeah, you should be able to get to a Cobra in a day. Tough. So when did you lose your Python? Must have been this morning. Yeah. And what happened again? You crashed into something? And what happened? And that was it. Okay, this is another thing. You're running without shields is a stupid idea. Shields are a critical component in the game, and although you can get by with that in a pinch, like doing that on an ongoing basis is not recommended. I know it does, but you're just not getting around the Python being confined to 20 light years. Get used to the idea, because if you try driving a Python anywhere without shields, if you're gonna, yeah, well, if you the next time if you get a Python at any point, and you'll likely find yourself wanting one, if you ever do that again, under no circumstances get a Python without shields. The craft is designed to operate with them. Without them, it is worthless. If you're resolved not to have shields on your craft, don't get a Python. Pythons aren't built for distance anyway. They're good trade. They're good trade fight craft. If you want to blend your role between fighter and trader, which is what I was doing at the time when I got it. And you know what? It handles passenger missions, and it handles all the other stuff really well too. The missions, the passenger ship. You can even go a little bit outside the bubble. But it's a very versatile craft. But it is designed patently to operate with shields. And if you're not going to have shields, don't waste your time on the Python. Get something else. So that's just my. Yeah, that's probably your best bet. I myself cannot live in this game without shields because I'm going to piss someone off at some point. No, you're much more. I can tell you this about our two personalities: you're a much more likable person than I am, as a general rule. I'm likable. I'm likable enough, but. I'm someone you have to be able to take with a grain of salt, and I've been told that several times. Like you have to just kind of, you're just way more laid back than me. And believe me, I used to be way more uptight than I am before I started using drugs. But drugs mellowed me out considerably, thank goodness, or or I wouldn't be even this. I wouldn't even be this social. But you know, I do stand for certain things. I'm passionate about beliefs and truths and morality and all the rest of it. Not to say that laid back people aren't. They certainly can be, but they don't put it as forcefully as I do. And sometimes I think that's just called for, and sometimes it is. Maybe not as much as I give it its due, but it sometimes is called for. Sometimes you just got to stand up. And I also don't like being threatened. And so when players in this game threaten me, I tend to want to like blow their ship out from underneath them. You should have heard me with Nate yesterday. Like that guy with the diamondback, he came along, and long before Nate was even thinking about it, I'm sure, I was like, kill him, finish him off. And sure enough, Nate, once I goaded Nate appropriately, that's exactly what ended up happening, weapons or not. But I'm also pretty good I'm persuasive, and I can definitely goad people into things, but it's not necessarily a... Oh, no. Did you take down his name? What you want there is... That's a trap. That's an ancient trap people use when they add you as a friend. Until you talk to them, don't add them as friends, because they use the friend standing in order to track you down instead of equipping your ship with a wave scanner. They'll chase you from system to system. Yeah. But yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, some people, like I told you, that there's gangs of fucking Russians on late at night after you and I have gone Betty by. If you ever play really late at night when it's daytime in Russia. This is before the English get up, right? Because Moscow is like several time zones over, and so they log in early, and if you're up at that point and logged in, you'll end up facing, mark my words, you will find a gang of Russians who will be doing that to you just because they can. They'll fucking kill you. And they've got they're good players because they've got a Cyrillic interface. They don't need to know a word of English, and many of them don't. And the game is caters to them. So they've got. I mean, I've seen videos on YouTube of the Cyrillic interface for Elite, and it's scary. Like thinking about, okay, we've got Russians now with their Cyrillic alphabet in the game, beating the crap out of people. A new Sean. Oh, I see. And to make matters worse, they have a nice long winter like we do in Canada, right? So, so they get locked up and get all cabin feverish the same way we do. There's certain similarities between our peoples that I'm not entirely